What is going on, guys? And today I'm actually going to be doing a Chelsea versus Manchester United preview. Now, I did one for QPR, so I'm doing another. And obviously, one of my best friends, Melvin7, is another YouTuber. He's been doing a lot of stuff for the United View. I was actually on there for one of their previews. I'll have a link to their channel in the description, as well as Melvin7's. And yeah, we're going to be doing the Chelsea versus Manchester United game. It's going to be a great game. Don't you agree?
Definitely. I wouldn't have been confident if we'd have played this 2 months ago, but yeah, I'm full of confidence going into this game, and yeah, I think you know why.
Oh, well, I'll see, but recent form, we just haven't been good. We literally have just been scrapers since the 17th of January when we played Swansea. Ever since then, we scraped against West Ham, we scraped a draw against Southampton, scraped against Hull, Stoke and QPR, so we haven't been playing well. And obviously United just have been playing a lot better.
I mean, yeah, I've definitely got to agree. Ever since we lost against Swansea, which is kind of the reverse of you battered them and then we go and get beat by them. Since then, we've won 6 on the bounce, excluding the FA Cup defeat at Arsenal, which was a little unfortunate. But yeah, we beat Newcastle, I believe. Then we beat Sunderland. And then I think the international break was there. I don't know if I'm getting my timings right here. But anyway, and then we started playing good football after we got defeated by Arsenal. Spurs was probably our best game this season. Then we go to Anfield, another great performance. Then we go to Villa, another good performance, quite solid. And then the Manchester derby, we obliterate City, albeit 15 minutes at the start, a bit shaky. But yeah, certainly our form is like second best in league at the minute. I think Arsenal have 8 wins in a row. We have 6. So yeah, hence why we're both second and third.
Yeah, I mean, a few months ago I would have been more, happy about this match, but I honestly think potentially it could be Mourinho's first defeat of the season at home. I think because obviously last season it was Sunderland. Fingers crossed it isn't, but you never know what's going to happen. So we'll talk about the key players and the potential lineup. So I really hope Zuma does start. I hope Oscar is taken out and maybe whether it's Willian being put as the centre attack of mid, or whether Fabregas is pushed up and Willian stays on. But personally, I would like to see Zuma alongside Matic. I think we need those two together to stop Fellaini and Herrera and potentially Carrick if he is fit to play. I would prefer probably Ramirez wide on the right and potentially tuck in, because obviously he can, a bit like Willian, come back and forth all the time. That's why I think Willian's probably going to play centre attack mid, because he will come back more than Fabregas, because let's face it, Fabregas, his form is dipped because it's clear that he can't play as a centre defensive or regular central midfielder. So I think it's going to be the regular Courtois as Piliqueta, Ivanovic, which is going to be really important, Gary Cahill, John Terry, Zuma, Matic, Hazard. Centre attack mid, I'm going to have to go with Willian on this one. I think Fabregas will sit this one out. Also, he's one suspension away from one booking away from suspension. Same as Matic, so we'll rest him. Ramirez right, and then I don't know whether Drogba or Rami. It's something I'm torn up on, so I'm probably just going to say Drogba just because of his strength. I mean, he can't run, so we're going to have to rely on other people. So I'm just going to go with Drogba on that one.
Wait a minute. Did you say you don't think Matic is going to play because he's one away from suspension?
No, Fabregas, because it's Fabregas and Matic both one away from suspension. So I feel one or the other will play, and obviously Matic is going to be more fit for purpose against Fellaini.
Fair enough. With us, I think the formation is fairly obvious, 4-3-3. I don't think we'll be changing that anytime soon, and I think there's only going to be one change in the team, and the reason for this, I would bring out Jones. He's done well in the last few games, but I would put in Rojo. I feel Rojo's a lot more comfortable at taking the ball out from the back, initiating attacks, and also he's taller, he's 6'4", and especially if Chelsea play Drogba, play Zuma, Matic, Cahill, Terry, etc. They've got the height there, so yeah, that's definitely dangerous. And also, I don't know if anyone caught the Monday Night Football analysis by Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher. Manchester United like to play a compact team. So from the last centre-back, which was Chris Smalling in the derby, to Wayne Rooney, there's literally about 25 yards to 30 yards. So there's like in between them. So there's not a lot of space to play around. And if we can hold that kind of line against Chelsea, even with tall players, etc., or intricate players like Mata, Herrera, even Fellaini's actually becoming a great passer now, young, Carrick, etc. We can cause problems, and that is definitely, I wouldn't change anything. Di Maria, bring him on in 60 minutes, alright, maybe 50 minutes if we need him, especially since he's got that turn of pace, and he's world class, alright. He just needs to settle down in the BPL, but it's hard for him to get into this team at the minute because of how well they are playing.
I completely agree. I think it's going to be one of those things, like you were saying, again, the team's so compact, so unless, you know, we kind of lure you guys in, maybe if you're on the counter attack, then we'll get the ball back, we can create some space for Hazard, who's definitely going to need space. But I mean, there's so many points from United which I'm worried about. I think one of the underlying main things on the team is going to be Young against Ivanovic. I mean, Ivanovic recently has been pretty poor. You know me, I've always said defensively he's just a shambles, and the fact that he's still the best right back at the moment potentially in the league is ridiculous. Young, if he gets all over him, which I kind of expect him to do based on his recent performances, it's going to be a bit iffy. And obviously the main danger is the midfield trio. Like I said, if it's Carrick, Fellaini and Herrera, it's going to be absolutely ridiculous. Whether Matic and Zuma are going to be able to handle them or not, I think it's all going to be one in that midfield. Obviously set pieces, either way it could go the same. I mean, Fellaini, if he gets his head on anything, you know what's going to happen. The same with Rooney. We even saw with Chris Smalling against Manchester City when Young whipped in a great ball and then Smalling went on to score. So there's so many dangers and various things. Like Mata is one player, whenever he gets a ball, I'm just going to be shitting myself, because if that guy gets a ball, it's just destiny for anyone who's ever played for Chelsea at one point to score. Seen with Lampard, we've seen it with David Luiz. I still love Juan Mata, but hopefully, you know, left footer against a left footer and Azpilicueta, you can kind of contain him a bit. And then obviously you've got the silent dominator, who's referred to, Wayne Rooney, who can do anything at any moment in the game. So yeah, loads of danger from United. You hope we can contain them.
Yep, definitely. I mean, I agree with the Ivanovic Young thing. I think that's going to be where the game could potentially be won for United. In terms of Chelsea, I fear Eden Hazard. Like, generally, I believe he is the best player in the Premier League at the minute. I reckon he's the only player that's consistently performed for Chelsea throughout the entire season. He looks as though just at the turn of a second he's literally going to create something, alright? So he's going to be coming up against Valencia, who is actually coming in form now, especially you saw in the derby he made a great interception against Aguero, so that's going to be another key battle, especially for Chelsea. Also, if you, like you said, if you play someone like Willian or Ramirez on the other side, Daley Blind has done well against pace like a Bonglaho, Sterling, etc. But early on against Manchester City, he kind of got caught out a little bit by Aguero and Navas. So it'll be an interesting battle there on the fullbacks. And yeah, I definitely agree with the aerial threat thing. I think if the game is going to be won, because I think it's going to be a tight affair, it will be from set pieces, and United haven't been great. Even in this run of form, we haven't been amazing at clearing corners, and I remember in the last game against Chelsea, we definitely found that very difficult, and if it wasn't for De Gea and a few errors by Chelsea in terms of their heading accuracy, we probably would have lost that quite considerably. So we definitely need to get in positions where we can head the ball, clear it, potentially get someone like Ashley Young or Mata or Rooney on the counter and try and, you know, interlink it a bit and try and do what we did against Arsenal, play on the counter and literally use the pace and penetration to score, really. So yeah, that's definitely my main threat. But obviously I would say Matic is the key in midfield. We need to make sure Fellaini and Carrick can do a job on him. If Zuma's there, that's going to make it twice as difficult. You've also got so much attacking potential. For one, I'm glad Costa isn't playing, because I don't know if Remy's fit. If Remy's fit, I'll probably say I'd fear him a little bit more than Drogba, because Drogba seems to try and chest it down like what Falcao did earlier in the season and try and get other players involved. So I think we'll be able to deal with that. Remy, on the other hand, is a lot different because positionally he's great, but as I say, Hazard is the main threat for Chelsea in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely, and just to throw something in the mix here, in the last 4 times the two teams have met, there's been 2 draws. We've won a narrow 1-0, and there was obviously that 3-1 result, which I'm just going to call a fluke, because that was just once in a lifetime for Edo. It's always been a close game. I could go back further. There's a lot of games. It's been ridiculously close. I think where the team that have beat Manchester United at Old Trafford the most, and they're the team that's beat us at Stamford Bridge the most. So, it's going to be one of those games. It's always either really entertaining or really dull. Tactically wise for Mourinho, I think the only way to battle how compact United are is for us to become compact ourselves. He's going to have to tell everybody to come back and defend and come back and attack. So I think it's going to be one of those games where it's a set piece, like you say, could win the game, or a simple counter attack could win the game. I think at any moment anything can happen. Set piece wise, obviously we've got loads of tall players, so I think without a shadow of a doubt Matic will mark Fellaini, and I think it'll probably be the same vice versa either end of the field. I think obviously Ivanovic is going to have to do some wonder thing against Young with his recent performances. Gary Cahill, fingers crossed, doesn't have a stupid game, and hopefully, with the midfield, I'm thinking if it's Zuma and Matic, obviously Zuma will sit behind the defence and Matic a bit further up, or maybe both of them will sit behind the defence. I don't know what's going to happen. We're just going to have to simply rely most of the time, like we have done in the past 6 or 7 matches, on Hazard and his ability, like you said, to make anything in a split second. One burst in the box could win us a free kick, just outside the box could win us a penalty. You could create a chance. If it's Drogba, I think we're pretty much going to be without a striker. No offence to the guy, but he's really is a pensioner now. He's going to try and hold the ball up. Is it really going to work against, if it's Smalling, Rojo, like you say? I don't really think it's going to work. So I'm kind of praying to God Remy is fit. He's had the worst luck recently. Like I said, tactically wise, I think we're just going to have to be compact and just play it solely on the counter. I think Mourinho he'll take a draw. He'll take a draw because that, it puts us a bit back, but it puts you further back. And obviously we still have Arsenal to play. You still got Arsenal to play. So it's one of those ones where you don't know what Mourinho's going to bring to the table. Obviously, Van Gaal, Mourinho, they've worked together for years. So I think it's just going to be an absolute tactical war. It's going to be a great game.
Definitely, like earlier in the season when RVP got that late winner, I went fucking ballistic. We probably didn't deserve to draw at all,
Late draw.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, shit. I knew what I meant. 1-1 draw, yeah. Anyway, yeah, we didn't deserve that, but we did get it. And, yeah, definitely Van Gaal versus Mourinho, round 2. This is going to be very, very interesting. And as I touched on before, I reckon set pieces are going to be a main thing. So it could be the perfect day for Juan Mata if we can get a free kick just outside the box, because he is amazing at free kicks. Recently hasn't been great, but personally, if it's on the right hand side of the semicircle, I think, yeah. Basically, I don't know if anyone remembers, but in 2011 or 12, when Mata was there for Chelsea, we were winning, I think it was 4-3, and literally the last minute of the game, Juan Mata curls a free kick right into the top right corner, but David De Gea saves it, and yeah, that won us the game, and that would just be fantastic to see Mata scoring at Stamford Bridge for obvious reasons. But in all honesty, it's going to be a close game, and I wouldn't have said this if you'd have asked me 2 months ago, but my prediction for this game is United edge it 2-1. I generally believe we can. I'm hoping. I would take a draw, definitely. I would take a draw. Who wouldn't at Chelsea at the minute? I don't think the title's in reach. So yeah, I definitely take a draw, because then that'll help us in our bid for Champions League football. But I'm going to predict 2-1 United.
For my prediction, based on recent performances, not just the way we've played against United as well, like I say, we've drawn a lot. I think potentially, in my opinion, it's probably going to be a really intense 0-0, which sounds stupid, or really intense 1-1. I don't see it being an absolute goal fest. There's a reason Chelsea and Manchester United have the second and third best defences in the league, and that's because we don't concede too many goals. Fair enough, recently we haven't been scoring too many, but we don't concede too many, so I think it's going to be close, 0-0, 1-1. I'm going to go with 1-1. I think, obviously, I'm scared in case Manchester United win, but I think our players, have been digging out results recently. I think we can hold out for a draw. I'd definitely take a draw against United at the moment. I'd rather focus our efforts on Arsenal, because personally, I think we're more likely to beat Arsenal than we are to beat Manchester United. So, you said 2-1, I'm going 1-1 for my draw. So that's going to be it. Anyways, guys, this obviously it's my prediction. I'll probably have one for every single game left of the season. Obviously, there isn't too many. Like I say, go and check out the United View. I was on there. Check out Melvin7. He's going to be on the United View a hell of a lot more. Drop a like on this video if you did enjoy. Comment down below, what's your prediction? What do you think is going to happen? Obviously, we'll both be interested,
Yep, definitely. And yeah, me signing out. It'll be on my channel, so his link will be in there, so the United view, etc. So hopefully you have enjoyed, and peace.